Hey guys, today we're talking about the difference between flats and sharps in music. I'm going to show you what they mean, how to play them on the piano, and then a quick way that you can remember the difference between whether a note is flat or whether it's sharp. Let's start with the flat. This is what the flat looks like, and this is what the flat will look like when you see it in music. Now, when we see a flat, that means that we play the very next note to the left on the piano. Now, this might be a white key or it might be a black key. It doesn't matter. Now, this is a sharp. This is what it looks like. This is what it will look like in music. Now, the sharp is the opposite of the flat. When a note is sharp, we play the very next note to the right. So whether it's a white key, whether it's a black key, we play the very next note to the right. Okay, another sign you should be aware of when you're talking about sharps and flats is the natural sign. This is what it looks like. And the natural sign is pretty self-explanatory. It just means that you cancel out the sharp or the flat, so you play the note in its natural position. So for example, when you see E natural, it just means that you play regular E, no sharp, no flat. So for example, for the natural, if you were to see E natural, you would just play the regular E. If you were to see A natural, you would just play the regular A. So natural is pretty easy because the note is in the natural state or natural position. Okay, so let's find some flat and sharp examples at the piano. So let's start with F sharp. So here's what F sharp would look like. We just have F and then we have the sharp sign beside it. So I'm gonna go up to F and then I'm gonna play the very next key to the right, which is gonna be this key right here. This would be F sharp. Okay, now let's find E flat. This is what E flat would look like. This is the E flat that's above middle C. So I'm first gonna find E, which would be right here, and then E flat is gonna be the next key to the left. Let's find B sharp. You may be surprised to find that B sharp is actually a white key. Once we have B, when we make it a sharp, we play the next note to the right, okay? Which you may be surprised because this is actually C as well. Some of our notes can actually go by two different names. So this note right here, we typically would call it C, but it also is the same thing as B sharp. Another example of this would be if we went back to our F sharp example. This is F sharp, but notice it's also the next key to the left from G, which would make this G flat. Okay, so this key right here, we could either call it F sharp or we could call it G flat, just depending on like the key that we're in and the song that we're playing and how it's written in the music. Now, how do we remember the difference between the flat and the sharp? One way we can do this is we can remember that the flat has 4 letters and we're going to the left, which also has 4 letters. Convenient, right? And then the sharp has 5 letters and it is going to the right, which right also has 5 letters in it. Now, this is not original to me. I actually first heard about this shortcut through Jacques, who runs a course called Piano in 21 Days. It's a great way to learn how to play the piano through chords. He's the first person who told me that little trick, and ever since then it's been a bit of a light bulb, so hopefully it helps you as well. Okay, so there you have it, the difference between flats and sharps in music. Remember, when a note is flat, we play the next key to the left, and when a note is sharp, we play the very next key to the right. And then when we have the natural sign, it just cancels out our sharps and our flats and we play the note in its natural position.